Mary loved the cross. Her son, Jesus Christ, was crucified for our salvation. And basically, if we can go back in time at the presentation when she was presenting Jesus in the temple, we see Simeon making this prophecy saying, a sword will pierce your own heart as well. And we see that really in many times throughout her life, but really being manifested at her death of her son, Jesus, on the cross, when he was scourged, bloody. They put the crown of thorns on him. He was humiliated. She had to watch her own son being stripped naked in front of everybody. And I can't imagine what that would be like for a mother. And then standing at the foot of the cross after the nails have been pounded into his hands, and he's dying, literally gasping for breath. And she's waiting for a word from her son. And she's just torn, just suffering and helpless. She can't do anything about it. And so at this moment, what does Jesus say to her? What's the thing he says to her? He says, "Mother, behold your son. Son, behold your mother." And what a letdown in some sense, He didn't even say, "Mom, I love you and thank you for all that you've done for me." No, it was, "John now is yours and you are now John's." And St. Bernard has an interesting commentary on this. He says, at that moment, she received the servant, John, for the Lord, and she received the disciple for the master, her son Jesus, and she received the son of Zebedee in exchange for the Son of God. So in a lot of ways, just humiliated and abandoned by God at the death of her son, feeling that heart pierce her soul, because St. Bernard goes on to say that Jesus was dead when they pierced him with that spear. So his soul wasn't pierced, but Mary was alive when she watched her son, even though he's dead, being pierced with this lance. And that lance actually pierced her heart and her soul more deeply than it did her own son, Jesus' soul. But at the end, what do we see? We see her trust, her confidence that this crucifixion is actually a sign and a proof of God's love for her because of what it's affecting in the hearts and souls of mankind. And so this is really what we all need, is to really be able to see this proof of love in the crosses of our own life. So imitating Mary in her love of the cross is why we're consecrating ourselves to her.